була, блядь.
Про джмелів
Чи про кого там, блядь?
і про метеликів.
От.
Плюс, друже, плюс.
Що?
Вони нас спалили.
Ага.
Так, майже добігли до наших, але від нашими по нам відкрили вогонь. Фак. Каже, не можемо до наших пробитись. Ми навіть з цього копчика не можемо вилізти. Вони нас прострілюють. Так, треба якось іти далі. Тупо на кулі. Що, Бурик, готовий? Сука.
Cool. All right, let's do this. You look at me, look at the camera. Just,
Alright.
just be yourself.
Okay. Whatever's natural for you.
Wow, I like this place. Really have a nice taste. It's like somewhere
Yeah.
in America, maybe. Yeah, I'm Roman, I'm 30, I'm from Kyiv, and previously I doing real estate. I was real estate agent and also working as psychology, as profiler, lie detection. So I have two parts of life. Also lots of sport, acrobatic, every day is running. Right now, this more than 1 year I'm a soldier. At the beginning of the full-scale war, I was fighting near Kyiv. So it was near Irpin, it was near Bucha. And then we was fighting on Zaporizhia direction. And then, like for approximately 4 months, we fight near Bakhmut all the time.
You've been in Bakhmut for like 4 months.
Yeah.
You have videos where you're literally talking and there's bullets flying over your head. Can you describe what it feels like to be in Bakhmut?
Actually, sitting in Kyiv in comfortable loft, it's like impossible. It looked like I speak about some movie, some crazy movie. I even don't believe that it happened to me right now. So I'm like look like civilian, like my regular style. And when I even rewatching my video in Instagram, it's looks really crazy. Long story short, to describe you how it was, man, I don't even. It sounds surrealistic because most of the world it live in peaceful, but Ukraine, because of such invaders, live in real hell. And this Bakhmut area, I can't compare this direction to any on the front line where I was. I was on Donbass, on Zaporizhia, and right now Bakhmut area. This is something crazy because I've seen these people, these Russian troops and the Wagner groups, they ready to die and they walk really like zombie. I don't believe before Bakhmut, I don't believe the news and the another soldiers. I think they maybe get some crazy on battle and maybe it's some kind of fairy tale. It sounds not like true when people just running through the field wave by wave for a little group like 10-15 people. They die and continue, and another group continue run, and another, day by day and night by night, almost non-stop. The fight so intensive there. If you see this deep state map and the position when we step back a little bit, it's only because we out of our ammo, and we have no weapon to fight, because our AK it's not work anymore because of such intensive fight. Our machine gun also stopped working, and we out of our bullet, because we fight day and night approximately without sleeping.
How many people do you think are dying in Bakhmut a day?
Man, crazy numbers. I can give you one example, and maybe you can realize. So on one little place of front line, there was our little group, like 12 people.
12 people.
Yeah, me and another 12 people. So we stand there like approx 24 hours, and I was work as a sniper, and we have machine gun guy there, and just AK guys. Thank you also foreigner support, which bring us M777. This artillery is so precisely and so amazing. It's literally save our life. It was day and night, so 24 hours storming, wave by wave. And then our drone fly over the field, and there was nearly 150 dead bodies.
There's some stuff on Telegram, like pro-Ukrainian channels claim that a good amount of the troops coming into Bakhmut aren't really that trained. Do you agree with that?
It's like both. It's a big mix. I don't see such things even in any movie about war. That some Wagner guys, the only mission is to carry this rucksack, this package of ammo, and they without helmet, they without bulletproof vest, they without guns. They only bring the ammo, and the mission is to run to our position as fast as possible, then die, and another guy should came to this dead body and take this ammo and continue run. They have no opportunity to fight, to shoot, to protect, to anything. Only the task is to run, carry, and then die.
You primarily operate as a sniper.
Yeah.
I asked some of our viewers what they would want to ask you, and one person reached out to me. He assumed that you came from a normal life and now you're a soldier, which you did. You used to be a real estate agent. The first time you had to kill somebody, do you remember that moment?
Okay, yeah, really, many people try to ask me this question, because, yeah, many people watch movies and series about serial killers, about psycho. People so intrigued about it. Guys, everything, it's not like in the movies. It's something just you should do. When I shoot for the first time, it was day attack, and with the armored vehicles on our position, it was few armored vehicles, and we sitting on trench. There were only 7 of us, and there was few enemies vehicle, and with infantry on them on top, and they ride on us and shoot at us, and I start shoot and just see how they just fall, like they jump from this vehicle and falling down, and of course no emotion. I only try to do as more effective as I can at this time, because I save my life, I save my comrades, and just protect our position. I wanna give one advice. If you put this on the interview, don't try to compare like cold blood kill, which you can see in the movie when some psycho killed some innocent victim, and compare what you are when you fight, when adrenaline rush in your head, and you only try to save your life and protect your land, and that's all. Just get rid of invaders. It's different. It's not. I never killed any animals, because I'm against hunting on animals. But when you shoot at those people, like invaders, I don't know. I feel nothing. I feel nothing. In such intensive place, for example, we have tour 4 days. We're on front position. 4 days we try to like fall asleep in few kilometers away from the front, in some village which also shelled by tanks and artillery. So and we have rode like 4 days and then 4 rest, and then again and again and again. I explained it that I was first night I was sleep 2 hours, second hour and a half, and sitting like this because there was no place for sleep. They destroy our trenches by infinity artillery and the tank attacks. Sleepless night, guys. Bakhmut is city which never sleep.
You have some videos online. You talk about how you found a chocolate bar
Yeah.
in your vest. That moment to you in that video, you made it look like this was the best thing in the world, right? And like somebody would think like it's just a chocolate bar, but it was like you were so happy.
I should say about these two things. First of all, it was really delicious, and it surprised me because I tried to find another ammo, but in my pocket, in my extra pocket, and find bar. It's very delicious. And the second thing, I always try to find, even in this hell, some beautiful thing, some delicious, something that I can change focus of my attention, because in opposite situation I can easily get mad because of many death, shooting. Okay, when I see how enemies falling and continue going and going, it's also stressful, because it looks impossible. You shoot so much time. I'm sniper, but sometimes I'm work like machine gunner with sniper rifle. I'm out of my ammo. Like bam, bam, bam. I'm like doing it just for so long, and everything is stressful. I lost my fellows. I also destroyed people. It's stressful. It's not like drinking coffee somewhere. And in this case, I try to find something beautiful, some sunset, maybe some rain, some amazing wind, some delicious bar. Anything, any stuff that can raise my mood, I try to take it, just focus on it, and if it make me smile and feel better, I just for even a few seconds forget about battle.
Is it difficult to get food, like ammunition?
In such intensive fighting, they realize that they must not shoot only our trenches, but the trenches behind and the place like evacuation point when our supplies and ammo and food come. There was enemy attack on armored vehicle. We destroyed them, we get rid of them, and we take this vehicle, and there were food, Russian food, and we take it and eat it. So we say thank you very much for attacking us, because we have no food for eating. Sometimes I eat one energy bar per day, and that's
it.
Seems like enough, because I should do another thing, and lots of stressful.
There's no secret that America and other nations are sending weapons, sending gear, bulletproof vests, all kinds of equipment out there. In your opinion, you're there. Does it seem like everything that is being sent is getting to you guys? Are you guys having enough equipment, or does it seem like there's not enough?
Again, thank you guys from all over the world who send us equipment, but I'm sure we have so long front line. It's you can calculate how long our front line against Russia, and also guys who training, and we have so much military guys that for now it's not enough to give us like enough equipment. It's impossible.
Do you think that the aid though is getting to you guys? It's getting to the front lines though. It's at least
some of them, yes, but some of, unfortunately, we have human factor, and we have, again, we have many spies from Russia still here. I mean, who in politics, who in military, who in somewhere, and they try to. And we have not so good people, Ukrainian as well, who try to take something to their pocket and resell or do such things.
It's interesting you say that. Our interview before you was with a Ukrainian who loves his country. He loves his country. He has an organization that fights corruption in the Ukrainian government. Some Ukrainian troops have contacted his organization telling him they are not getting enough equipment. And he said specifically some Ukrainian troops are having to buy their own equipment.
Yeah, we do it always.
So, okay, for a Westerner watching this, they're going to say, why do you have to go buy your own equipment if America is giving billions of dollars, if Germany, France, everybody's helping. The European Union, the UK has been a great partner to Ukraine, America, Canada. Why are you guys still having to buy equipment? Is it because it's not enough, or is it because you're not getting it?
First of all, yeah, we have corrupt political bastard, and with whom we will fight. And second of all, because the war is very expensive stuff, and I can't even imagine. I just think if United States will fight in such huge territory, they'll need some extra supplies and help from another country. This is my opinion. I can be mistaken about it, but in such big territory, you can't give all the soldiers like enough gear for now, because first of all, it's a very expensive. For example, some kind of thermal vision or night vision stuff, or stuff like this, or some scope for rifles. This is first, and second, it's also some kind of losses of such thing on the battlefield as well. Guys, even being a sniper is very expensive stuff. I need to buy for my own salary and ask people for donation.
He also told us that he's very upset the Ukrainian government cut your guys' salaries. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true, but they cut salary for those who are not on the front line. But it's also bad. It's effect on motivation, I think. It's not enough money for salary. It's not enough money for support those who in hospital. That's why I even start like project. I send some volunteers to visit and to bring some food, some clothes to guys who just came from the front line. They laying on the hospital and they have no even clothes because it's wet. Everything is on blood, on wood. It's very huge scale stuff, this war. It's not so easy to support even with such huge help.
What are some things that you have to buy?
I buy a sniper rifle.
You had to buy your own sniper rifle?
Yes.
Seriously?
We have a sniper rifle, but I'm a good shooter, and I don't want to run with AK because it will be stupid. It's like senseless. It must be sniper, and it will be more profitable in infantry. With scope and with ammo, approx $6,000.
Did you buy that out of your own money, or did you raise money?
No, I must raise money on Instagram and drop post that guys who not fighting, I need your help.
Are there Western snipers out there?
Yeah, it's German Western.
Okay, so there's German snipers that
it's Sauer.
And you just haven't gotten one because there's just not enough?
Yeah, we have not, at the beginning especially, we have no anything. Like, for time I asked people for this donation, and second time it was car, because a car destroyed, it's like, it's infinity process, yes, it's destroyed day by day. Sometimes few in a days. We have no car for the moment, and I buy the car.
When Western aid was coming, you had to buy a car.
Yeah.
I know the Australians have given vehicles. There's Humvees, lots of Humvees. I mean, there's tons of cars. Why can't you use one? Or is that for your personal use?
No, it's for carrying our group to the battlefield, from second line to the front line position.
You had to buy your own car to get to the front line.
Yes,
because they don't have a Humvee for you.
Yes, of course, guys. Lots of crazy things. We must rent apartment and houses near Bakhmut for living. We pay it from our salary. We have no base there. We just living like this. We buy some fruit from grocery if we find some supermarket.
Wait. Are you telling me that you have to rent a house?
Yeah, from Babushka.
In Bakhmut?
Yeah, near Bakhmut, not in Bakhmut.
So when you leave after 4 days, because you're 4 days on, 4 days off. You're 4 days off. You don't have a place to go back with the military. You have to go find a place to stay.
Definitely. And local people, they also raise the prices.
I'm sorry.
They take money from soldiers to...
I'm sorry, this is fucking crazy.
Do you think the war is just so expensive that there is just not even close to enough money to cover all these costs?
Or do you think it's being siphoned?
Or do you think that the government is trying to pay you guys very well so that you can cover these costs so that the government doesn't have to? Do you think you guys are making enough money to be able to pay for this? The money just doesn't add up to me, so I'm really curious.
I don't think the money's going to add up to a lot of people now from what you're saying. I'm trying to wrap my head around this right now.
Guys, we pay for repairing our cars. If it's broken, we should pay from our pocket.
Are you guys buying ammo?
Yeah. No,
with your own money?
For those who, for example, me, I'm a sniper, yes, I'm buying ammo. But also my friends who in Kiev, they from IT or another area, they help me to buy it, financially help me.
But you're not getting like Western ammo. You're having to buy it yourself.
I have rare caliber, it's 6.5 Creedmoor, it's very precisely. They say that we haven't such caliber. They have 308, you know. We have some brigade and they have like everything, especially if they some kind of special forces brigade, they have night vision, they have this thermal stuff, they have like everything they need. Some of brigade like
are under equipped.
Yes, under equipped.
So you guys are under equipped.
We pretty okay, I would say. With the Western help, I mean with volunteers, with such donation, and with helping from civilian.
Have you had to buy a bulletproof vest?
No, my brother he live in France and he gave it to me. Yeah. Okay, another it was winter, so I'm very afraid of frozen weather, and I try to prepare myself as good as possible. And I find this American ECWCS system. It's like lots of layers for surviving in extremely cold weather. They try to provide us with such huge jacket. It's not so comfortable, and I don't think it's good for war or for fight. I don't know. It's like previous ages. But I find this system, and I also ask people on Instagram to help me. It wasn't like so expensive, but still I spent nearly $2,000.
Let me ask you this: how much money have you personally spent in this war for equipment you need on the field total?
I can't say because I have my salary. When on the front line, it's like 100,000 hryvnias. It's a little more than
2,200 a month.
$2,000 per month, approximately. A little bit more.
How much is it costing you a month in the war? And that includes your rent, any expenses, buying food, anything. How much are you spending a month?
The prices on the west of Ukraine is like the same like in Kiev. In those village, in this little shop, the price is like approximately the same. The people try to make money on everything. Yeah, this is people's behavior. More than $1,000, it's obviously, but...
So you're spending more than half of what you're making to sustain yourself?
Yes. Food, clothes, fuel for cars, repair car, help families of death fellow, help injured guys, sometimes ammo, sometimes some part of gear, and rent apartment or house. When we have opportunity to find after battle some cafe or stuff like this, just delicious food.
You know how you say you're 4 days on, 4 days off? I just want to clarify, because some people might say, well, he could, on his 4 days off, he doesn't have to go stay in a house. There's a place for him to go. Is there a place for you to go or no? Can you go somewhere else instead of having to rent a house?
If you don't rent the house, where you will be?
That's why I'm asking. Does the military have like a quarters for you guys or no?
No.
I just wanted to clarify that so that people that say maybe it's a luxury to rent a house. No. Everybody's doing.
It's not like the house. It's a village house. It's not so luxury. It's this house destroyed every day, so your house can be the next one. But people still we still need to pay some rent.
Is there not a military encampment of any kind that you guys can go and sleep at for free that has a roof over your head? So when you sign up for not even that you sign up, when you're drafted for the Ukrainian military, and this is how I'm understanding it, they just say, okay, here's $2,200 a month. Your job is to go fight Russians, figure it out. Get your own gear, find your place to stay. You just got to go fight Russians for us. Here's $2,200 a month.
And here's the gear we're going to give you.
Is that how that works?
The problem is I can't speak like generally, because some of and especially a place near Bakhmut, it's something unexplainable place. Lots of unlogical things happen there. Lots of movement.
So what you're saying is the higher up people probably have a place to sleep.
Definitely, not probably.
Okay, but like people like you that are just in the trenches, man. You're telling me that on your days off, technically on your rotation, you got to go figure it out.
Yeah, you look so surprised.
I'm shocked.
From another side, you should understand it's impossible to build base, and also from some kind of logical, it's okay, yeah, we separate, we live in another, if we live in one base camp near front line, 3 kilometers, when the artillery can shoot us easily, so it will be also dangerous. So you should understand it's not easy, this question with gear, with our living, with this apartment stuff.
What is the number one thing they've sent that you say is like, if the best thing ever. If the United States said we're only going to send you one more thing forever, what would you want that to be?
F-16.
But okay, but that's what
Yeah,
you want.
we really want it.
That's what you want now. I'll get to that in a second. But what have they sent now? The best thing they've sent that you guys use, and it's just the best thing ever.
Okay, HIMARS is, I think, is the most important thing that really help us.
And Russian-wise, what's the best thing the Russians are using right now that's really causing problems for you guys?
They use so much weapons, and even start this gas which like
Gas?
killing. Yes, with this artillery bomb which explosion, and this is gas. Yes, some kind of this. So we have this mask sometimes. Yeah, on position. This how do you say it? Freezing mask. Yes, gas mask. But it's pretty funny because it can help, because if this bomb explosion and this gas, you can detect it on the smell, on color, or on taste. It's like invisible, so you can only die and you have this face mask. It's like pretty stupid situation. You can't protect yourself, but you have this mask. You won't be in mask all day and night. I hate when they use this phosphoric bomb. It looks maybe beautiful from the side, but fuck.
It burns you alive.
Yeah.
Have you been injured out there?
Yeah, I have this concussion when enemy tanks shoot on our trenches from 1 kilometer. There was 2 tanks and nobody can cover us. There was so many explosions, and I just was like lost my conscious and start forget something. So I've been in hospital like for a week. But even now I'm not 100% effective than before, almost months ago, but still. Sometimes I forget some things. And
do you have family? I mean, mom and dad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I
have
sister, brother?
How are they?
They scare, but they try not to show me. They understand my position about this war. I'm a voluntary soldier. I drop everything and just.
You're not afraid to die?
You see, I just hacked this life system, to be honest with you. It wasn't so hard. I just think about it in advance and realized that I should do such video, and if I die on the battle or on the war, I have something to leave behind me, and this is very important. I share with my videos my sincere thoughts about how I'm feeling, how this war from inside. This is something valuable, and if I die, it will be even more valuable, like 10 or 100 times more.
You told us you're in Kiev for a couple days, and then you're going back to Bakhmut.
Yes, I don't know how have like this 10 days rotation.
10 days.
Yes.
So it's nice to just reset.
Amazing. I want more, but it's also amazing. Okay, today's Monday. On Wednesday morning,
you're going back.
Yeah.
You could go back and you could die.
I'm in Storm Infantry Sniper, man, of course. I just put something after me. I do this video, and many civilian and the soldier, they thanks me for this because they find some motivation, they find some optimistic way of thinking about life, even in hell of war. And I always want to motivate another people and raise their mood, and try to convince them that this little problem which affect on them and which destroy them from inside. I always try to say that it's not so important. You should look more positively, and you should overcome it mentally. And this is some kind of psychological things, but it's really useful. And with this video, I even show the people that even such things on war works, so it also can work in civilian life and help people be more grateful and more smiling, I think.
Not only how are you doing mentally, because as you said, how do you manage your mental stress?
It depends on mood, it depends on circumstance, it depends on how tired I am. I try to focus my attention of what I'm really doing and why I'm here. I try to ask myself if I have tough times. So remember what this fucking, they are not even animal, this just psycho what they doing with the civilian unarmed people. They cut them, they rip, they torture. Me, I have such opportunity to stand between such horror things and the innocent unarmed people, and this is really honor because I'm with weapon. I'm still alive. I can do it. This is I don't know. This is something inside me. I can do it. I can protect. This is very good for mood. Also, I try to think if I really start to scare about die sometimes on the battle when I'm mentally like tired because of sleepless night, not so many food and lots of fighting. I try to think, okay, even if I die, sometimes I lay under the shelling and I can even feel that I'm lying on my land. And if I die here, okay, I'm home. Many foreigners write me on Instagram, Roman, don't get back to the Bakhmut, stay at home. But I answer, guys, Bakhmut, it's Ukraine, it's my home. So I'm not afraid to die, I'm here. Third thing, it's like anger on enemies. Anger on these motherfuckers who take weapon and who just wanna conquer our land to destroy the whole peoples and country and the whole country and the cities. Ruski Mir, yeah, this Russian peace. The place when it's all also burned and destroyed. And sometimes some kind of romantic thing. It's also, I don't know, maybe Lord of the Ring is one of my favorite movie, and so many common things which happen here right now, and I just realized that fuck, I'm really lucky enough to live in such times that I can that I can really fight against evil. I have so much emotion that sometimes I'm even jealous to myself, because when I have rotation I can walking around, enjoy my life, spending times with my family, with the girls, eat some delicious food. And this is freaking amazing. And then I return to the hell, and I have so intensive emotions in my life, which never exist in any movies that I seen before. So I'm lucky person to receive all this specter of things on my life. But of course, as a normal person, I want to live in peaceful and without such crazy things. Some of our guys soldiers play online game. And you can see and you can hear the Russian guys from Russia, soldiers. Man, I can't even talk to them. I can't even talk to them from camera. I don't know how. There's nothing to say, because I can't convince them. I can't do it sitting in the camera and they have their opinion and they just watching at me. I can't do it, and it's only waste of my time and the waste of my energy. I don't know even how to compare them there to something which exists in the world.
Do you believe it's genocide?
How can you call it instead? You can hear what they see, what they talk on TV, on radio, and everywhere, and how they fight. This is the stupid strategy ever. It's barbarian strategy when they destroy the city and they kill all the men and rape all the women and then kill them. That's all. It's the stupid strategy because European fight, they take the capital, they put the flag on the capital and they say, okay, give us cash. This is how they fight. But these motherfuckers, they destroyed everything.
If there's anything that you could say to Russian President Vladimir Putin, if he was watching this right now, what would you say to him? Anything.
Fuck, I wish this conversation will be not through camera, but in real life. And then I'll did what I should do. I used to walking around in Kiev, suited up, walking in the bar and closing real estate deal, hanging out with hot girls and doing acrobatic, traveling somewhere. I'm always upgrade my skills, learning psychology, try to do different projects, motivation of people who surround me. Learning different language, yo hablo español, je parle français, and a little bit English, of course. And you should understand that I just describe myself because you're watching at me right now. I have many friends from all over the world. I can run away nearly to any country in the world. I have many invitations from my clients from real estate. I should drop everything that I have, and I should finish my normal life. I must take my sniper rifle, my NLAW, Javelin, my AK, hand grenade, RPG, and machine gun, and I should fight. Like, I was regular normal person, but I must fight and I must defend my opportunity to live. It's only about gathering, it's only about countries must united, must stop such things, because I'm lucky enough, I'm survived, I'm not even prisoner, but so many people were just tortured right now. Can you just imagine? Or rape, or just killed, innocent. You must be thankful, you know. This is maybe the most critical lesson, I think. You must be thankful for that you just wake up in this morning. It's so easy things, but you have apartment or you have place where you just wake up. You have your health. You have part of your body. It's also so valuable things. Also, I want to speak not only about me, but about people who I know and who change about this war. They start realize that money actually is not so important, and your social status as well. The way more important things is how you feel and how you live your life sincerely, how you feel yourself in this life, and how happy people around you. To be happy with simply thing, it's not so hard actually. Basic things, you just must pay attention on them. You have food, all right, that's awesome, and you have place for living, you have job, or you lost your job, okay, you're now free, you have opportunity. So this positive positive lifestyle, it's also like increase in my head during this war, because previously I tried to focus on this every morning, but during the war I realized that, come on, this is so easy to be happy actually. And it's not about to cheat someone, to making money to put your career on the first place. No, actually, being happy, it's way easier than you think. You just must put your focus on this little tiny thing, on which delicious this food, or I don't know, this glass, this just water. It's also. Maybe I can say stuff like this because on the battlefield, death, it's like my best friend. It's really my best friend. He's walking around, hug some of us and say, okay, party's over, let's go. And I don't know how, it's actually so many, it surprised me every time why I'm still here and alive. Okay, I have some mission, I continue living. But when you see death, and you can even, I don't know, maybe touch her or slap her ass a little bit, because she's pretty frisky girl, I think. Life become even more and more available, and of course, if you don't see death, you can't maybe feel life. I don't wanna die. Yeah, I wanna live my awesome life in Kiev, traveling. And especially, I don't want to die in such situation because of some crazy neighbors, some idiots who believe that they help us. But in situation when I so close to death, I realize, okay, it can happen, and then I change my mind and I start thinking that, okay, if it's happened, it's all right. I'm voluntary soldier on the front line, defending my country. It will be honor. That's all. Of course, not so many soldiers understand why I'm so happy, so positive, and I try to encourage them. Some of them understand, and it helps. Some of them, they have bad mood, especially those guys who fight more than 1 year. I just want to wish you to be smart and to see even Russian news and Ukrainian news and foreign news, and try to think by your own, and then you have opportunity to compare what's going on by your own. I don't want you to be under effect only about Ukraine is good and Russian is bad. No, you just better to compare, and then you can separate evil from good thing. You will understand everything.
We have an interview coming up in the next couple of days with a member of the Wagner group. I wanted to give you the opportunity to give me a question that I could ask them on your behalf.
Actually, I have some message. You see, Russian force like innocent civilian to as mobilized soldiers to this war, to this fucking meat grinder. And but you guys, you are criminal, and you can resist. You can do something and not let these people to send you. You can kill. You can hide. You can say no. You can organize some organization and protest about it, because you're not like just regular civilian. Don't let your government just send you to death. You can live in your country and continue your criminal career there. There's no need to die in Ukraine, because in Ukraine you'll definitely die. Either we kill you, or your guys who stand by your back will shoot you. I'm not advise you to come here just to die.
Secretive Russian mercenary group.
A shadowy private security company that has ties to the Kremlin.
Wagner Group has a gruesome reputation.
I'm a doctor, an intensivist and an anesthesiologist.
Okay.
I have really big experience of medicine, of medical practice. Approximately 9 years. Was my second work trip to Ukraine, but the biggest one. Practice 3 months in Ukraine, but not, I don't know how to say, it's a new part of our country, of Russia, but still for somebody it can be still some part of Ukraine. It wasn't like Kievsky region or other parts of Ukraine, but new parts of our country. To be honest, I don't want to go back. It was very difficult. For mental health and physically.
Who do you work for? Like, what do you work for the Russian government? Do you work for the Wagner Group?
Yes, it was that work trip was with Wagner Group. In common life, I'm a doctor in city hospital. Common hospital for all people in my city.
So you're like a contracted doctor, like anybody can contract you to go and do medical practices for whatever they need.
I had a big vacation in my work, and I go to another place, to Ukraine.
So you were like, I need to make a little extra money, I have vacation from my work, and then Wagner Group picked you up to work for them.
It was not for money. It was more... более идейно.
It's more like for an idea, basically.
For idea, yes, for big idea to help our. I have a lot of friends there, военные.
There's a lot of military friends.
Yes,
I have a lot of military friends. He said.
I feel that I have to help them.
Gotcha.
Not all my friends, all of them are my friends. That's why it is not about money. That's
a really interesting job that you've had. You know, the Wagner Group it's hard to get a lot of information about them. You know, they kind of, probably because they're a private company. Can you talk to me about how you decided to go?
From the first point, we have an реклама, advertisement. Advertisement, yes, everywhere. In Telegram, or we have special pictures on the streets, everywhere. Invitation for Wagner Group. They provide very comfortable conditions for work. For example, Ministry of Defense, can provide work trip for 3 months, for example. You have to go for a whole period of war with small vacations. But in Wagner Group, I can go for example, for 3 months or for 2 months, like a doctor. I can't go on such conditions when I'm a soldier, but as a doctor, I can go for 2, 3, 4, 5, even 1 month I can go there.
Gotcha.
And they don't make you stay? You're not like held against your will? None of that? The reason why I ask you this is because Some Western media have reported that Wagner employees that are being sent to Ukraine sometimes aren't being allowed to leave, and they go sometimes so far as to say that they can be executed.
If you are a soldier or if you have a contract, you have to work. You have to work. You can't break it. You can't break it beforehand. For example, after 15 days, you can't go. But after 1 month, after 2 months, you can go home. No problem. I can't say about all professions in group. I can explain only my situation.
You're working in the hospitals, so you've seen some of the casualties coming in. I just talked to a Ukrainian soldier. He sits on the front lines, and he says that it's like there's bodies dropping everywhere on both sides. But he says that the Wagner casualties are significant. Can you attest to that?
I can say that this war is very cruel. That's why we have a lot of deaths everywhere, both sides, and it's very bad. Because I suppose that Alexander explained to you that we have a lot of relatives that side. We had a lot of, I hope that we have not had a lot of friends that side.
So are you saying there's friends fighting each other in this war?
Yeah. We have such situations when, for example, father and son can stay on the different sides, and they had to fight with each other. You had such war in your country, civil war. Friends, families, it was the same, but you had it in one country, but we have it in two very close, very friendly countries. Do you know city Odessa?
Yes, I do.
I hope that you heard about situation in 2014. Many people were born in one build. They were Ukrainians too, and they were killed by other side of Ukrainian government. 2nd of May 2014, you can text in, for example, in Google, accident in Odessa. The 2nd of May 2014. It was a very big meeting on the street, and there were no police on the street. That's why one group of pro-Ukrainian people killed approximately 60 Ukrainians. They had a new government. After revolution in 2014, and one group of people was for new government, and another part of people was against, and people who was for new government killed another Ukrainians. In one city, one group killed another one. I don't know how. Not just shoot by shooting. They как, блядь, сожгли. Them in one big house. We started our workday approximately at 9:30 a.m. and worked until 4 a.m. 19 or 20 hours every day during 3 months. It was very hard. I have a very nice team of trauma doctors and surgeons, and they know a lot of different jokes and very nice stories, and many soldiers have very high level of motivation, and they want to go back. That's why they don't cry. Oh, I don't have a leg, I don't have a hand. For example, I have a very big wound. Doctor, you have to repair me faster, and I'll go back to help our friends.
from a lot of the pro-Ukrainian media that we're hearing, it's kind of painted a picture that the entire or a vast majority of the Wagner soldiers are brought out of prisons and are kind of made to go. From you who's seeing it all, is there like what is the Wagner group made up of mostly? Like what kind of people are in there?
There are a lot of different people there. It's like one very big family from all my country. Can be different people. For example, it can be volunteer.
Yeah.
It can be ex-soldier from Ministry of Defense. It can be somebody from prison. They presented very nice chance to go back to common life from prison. I think that you can agree with me that prison doesn't improve people. They can just break them.
You weren't forced to go. You wanted to go and help your friends. Let's kind of get into the war.
The war, in general, is a very bad thing. A lot of injured people, broken fortune, people with mental problems, people from all sides. It doesn't matter where we are in the United States, in Russia, in Ukraine, or in Yemen, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and other places. Many broken lives, broken families, broken relations, and the war is a very bad thing. But we have it. It continues right now. In such situation, I have to support my friends, my country, my side. But war, no one in normal mental health can support.
I've talked to a lot of people in Ukraine in the last week, and that's why I'm happy I'm talking to you now, because I get to see your side of the story. A lot of people in Ukraine have told me that how they view it is Russia is invading them, and they were already at peace, and they say that Russia has brainwashed their people and make them believe that they're Nazis and they're killing people, and they say they're not. Why are you in support of the war? I know you said it's because you're friends, but can you get into like the details of reasons why you believe that it is right for Russia to conduct this war or special military operation or whatever people want to call it?
Yes, I can explain you. Our region is very close to the border. Do you know about Angel Sally?
No.
It's meant for its monument in Donetsk region for killed Donetsk children by Ukrainian military. In 2014 happened very strange thing, revolution, civilian revolution. Mm-hmm. And they had a lot of people who accepted new government, and a very big group of people didn't accept it. We can name it the first point, the point of beginning, very big conflict inside Ukraine. When you go to, for example, Kiev, Central Square, nowadays, and try to speak something in Russian, you can be killed.
We were there. We were actually in Kiev, and we had one of our drivers. Remember that really nice guy that we spoke with? He spoke only Russian.
Yes. I can. I'll try to explain it. They have a lot of people still Russian speaking there, but you can't demonstrate for everybody that I can speak Russian. It's not very good idea. in my city, doesn't matter. You can walk without your clothes, speak any language you want.
Somebody that might be watching this, just to give him like an alternative real quick, is going to say, and I've actually heard this from Ukrainian, so I kind of want his response to this. Well, if they speak Russian in Ukraine, there's people all over the world that speak different languages and countries. I mean, as we take America, for example. So like in California, we have a lot of Hispanics that speak only Spanish, and
it did used to be a part of Mexico.
And it used to be a part of Mexico, but somebody might ask you, Yuta, well, how does that give Russia the right to start a war? Like, somebody could look at it and say, well, does Mexico have the right to come to the United States because there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people there? And at one point in history, Mexico used to be part of, California used to be part of Mexico. So can you kind of, I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you. I'm trying to get your perception here for people that are going to be listening to this, because we have a lot of Westerners that watch our stuff.
I made an example about the Second World War, about enemies on our borders, and nothing happened. And we paid very big price for that mistake.
Got you. So you're saying it was a preemptive defense because there was enemies at the border, and last time there was enemies at the border and Russia didn't do anything, Russia got fucked. So this time there was enemies at the border and Russia was like, okay, we're going to do something about it preemptively this time.
Yes.
Okay.
And my family suffered from Nazis during the Second World War. My grandfather, every family in our countries, in Russia, in Ukraine, Belarus, and other countries from the Soviet Union, suffered from Nazis. Do you know about Stepan Bandera, for example?
Yes, I do. A war criminal.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he cut it off heads and burned different people in houses, shoot a lot in people without guns, and they made a lot of very bad and cruel things. And in 2018, they had meetings for Stepan Bandera.
Where?
In Ukraine, western parts of Ukraine.
So does the Russian people and the Russian government, are they kind of trying to paint the picture of like a serious Nazi situation going on in Ukraine?
100% very serious Nazi situation.
And are they using Stepan Bandera as an example in them being Nazis or supporting Nazism? Well, in 2010, they gave him an award. He was dead, but they gave him an award as Hero of Ukraine. I'm sure.
Yeah, yes.
I'm sure that pissed you guys off.
I can't understand how it can be. He's a murderer, very cruel murderer. He killed a lot of people. How he can be a hero, national hero? In Ukrainian army, we have different groups. In one group, we have our friends and brothers who doesn't want war as us, and other group, very cruel and angry Nazis, who want to cut off heads of Russian soldiers and hanging on the trees and make a lot of different bad things.
Do you feel as a Russian citizen, when Ukraine gave him the award of Hero of Ukraine in 2010 by the president, did that kind of light the fuse to the rest, like start the fire that got bigger and bigger and bigger, and now we're here at a war? Do you think that was a leading factor? Because it was Ukrainians, the Ukrainian government reaffirming their support of a man that I can't take a stance, but you're calling him a Nazi. He did time in prison because he assassinated a Polish government official, and he was behind some Russian deaths. That you're saying when they gave that award to him, that kind of started the
part of the fire.
Started moving the tensions.
As Russian man. I can't accept Stepan Bandera is a national hero. He killed Russians, he killed Ukrainians, he killed Polish people, Polakov.
Yeah, Polish.
Yeah, he killed the Polish interior minister. He killed a politician.
Gotcha.
And he went to prison for it. It's true. I mean, you're not lying. You're telling the truth.
Western parts of Ukraine had special organizations, national special organization, and Stepan Bandera was from one of them. They were on the side of Nazis. And some people who was in that organizations, they went to prison in Soviet Union, and after prison, they go back to western parts of Ukraine. But they had an idea, Nazis' idea. They couldn't accept the Soviet Union, the idea of Soviet Union, where we are all one big friendly family. They had an idea, and they had children, and their children had children, and they moved that idea from all generations. My family suffered from Nazis, for example. Eric's family suffered from Nazis, and today we have Nazis on our borders. What will we do?
What is your reasoning for covering your face and hiding your identity?
Because we have a lot of, not a lot of yet, but maybe, I hope no, terroristic Ukrainian attacks in our country. In St. Petersburg, do you know?
I've heard of some attacks. There was one a couple weeks ago that targeted a man in a coffee shop.
Maxim Fomin.
Yes.
He was a very nice journalist. In general, we can divide people into two groups, normal people and crazy people, like in the United States. Shooters, for example, school shooting. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely crazy. The same story in my country, in the Ukraine. We have crazy people everywhere. I don't know, very madness.
Right, and so something that you mentioned earlier that I thought was interesting too. You were saying there's a group. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but you were saying there's a group of Ukrainian soldiers who are simply trying to fight for their independence because they want to be Ukraine and they're fighting against their brothers. But there's another group that is fighting for more Nazi beliefs.
Yes.
We've been asking the Ukrainians this same question, so I'll reverse it for you. What do you think about Ukrainians as a whole, the Ukrainian people? What is kind of your views?
Who is Ukrainian nation for me?
Yeah.
It's one part of my big family. I have natural education. That's why we are all of us one family, and we are from Monkey.
Every person that I've come into contact with that is Ukrainian, I've asked them who they blame for the war, and a lot of the sentiment would revolve around like the Russian government and maybe like Putin. And I've asked them, their thought, if they could say something to Putin, what would they say? And each person told me something that they would say to him. Now I'm going to turn the tables a little bit here. You're Russian. You're a Russian citizen. You're also a Russian doctor for the Wagner group. If you could say one thing to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, what would you say?
I will take his hand and go to psychologist. Everybody wants to stop the war, but we will support our sides so long as it needs. But it's a very bad thing. War is a very bad thing. I would like to say Zelensky and everybody in our world, all governments, to stop this war. Stop send armor for Ukraine. We can't stop this war until all world send different things to Ukraine. Okay, there are a lot of Nazis group. Okay, they have a lot of different things to continue. They have very strong idea, but they have very big generation of of Nazis people inside. Man has to think about family and the other thing, not about Nazis, not about bad Russians or good Ukrainians. He has to think about, for example, Bali and Philippines, I don't know, Greece, about traveling, about fun, about other, but nothing about Nazis' ideas.
When you think of the United States of America, what do you think of, and how do you perceive Western media?
I've been to Philippines, and we had an excursion with American guys, and it was very nice excursion with very nice people. I think that in each country can stay bad people and good people, and I'm sure that we can be different, but in general we are people.
Ukraine claims that Russia killed hundreds of people, civilians, and buried them in a city called Bucha. I know you've heard about it. It's no secret. Everybody has heard about it. Some of them had their hands tied. Other ones had torture signs. Some people had all their teeth ripped out. Ukraine says Russia did it. There was an investigation done by Ukraine and an international watchdog agency who said Russia did it. The Russian government says, how can you say we did it if you're not even showing us how you investigated it, because we're not allowed to be a part of the investigation? All I'm asking you is, what's your stance on that?
We don't have a lot of information about ways of investigation.
Right.
For example, we didn't see investigation of Ukrainian side.
From your perspective, from just a normal guy in Russia, what do you think? You must have at least some. You could say something crazy. You could say that you think fucking aliens did it. I don't care what you say, but what do you think? What do you think happened there?
Why I don't think that Russian troops did it? Because I saw a lot of guys who falls down because they did play for 3 days, for 4 days, or for 5 days. They don't have power to. Very difficult war. Very. It takes a lot of power. And for example, you are fighting 5 days with enemies, and after it you are like, okay, I'll go and kill citizens. Or it's better to have a small rest, to sleep 30 minutes or 40 minutes or hour, and after it go back to fight with enemies and leave your opportunity to sleep and go to kill civilians.
If by chance you found out the Ukrainian government did it, what would you want to have happen? What do you think's a valid punishment for those Ukrainian soldiers that could have done it?
It must be according to war laws.
Got it. And if the evidence showed it was Russian soldiers, you would want the same?
Yes, of course, it's military war crimes. Yeah, One laws for all sides.
As a doctor, have you treated any Russian soldiers or Wagner that have had signs of torture from the Ukrainians?
Yes.
Okay, can you talk about that?
It can be cutted fingers or cut it off ears, eyes. It depends on fantasy of enemy. Russian soldiers with signs of tortures, but in Wagner group, it's not very good to go to Casualties of Полен.
Basically, Wagner is just don't ever being caught into being prisoners of Ukrainian soldiers. That's what he.
Because they die or what?
It's better to die than go to prison.
Do they kill themselves, or does somebody?
Yeah, of course.
They kill themselves if they think they're about to be captured?
The same. We had a small night conversation with my colleagues, with trauma doctors and surgeons, and we discussed about prison. I decided not go to prison or just to explode grenades. not to go to prison.
Wow.
To die.
To die, yes.
I talked to a Ukrainian prisoner of war that was a female, and she served 6 months in the Russian custody. Okay? It's verified information. Russia has acknowledged it. They gave her back in a prisoner swap. It's indisputable. But what's not verified is she told us that when she was in custody, she said she was in a room next to a room where they would torture Ukrainian men, and she said every day she would watch them bring out bodies of dead Ukrainian men that were soldiers, and she could hear the men screaming and begging for mercy. Do you believe, or is it possible, that the Russian military or the Wagner group is torturing Ukrainian soldiers like how you claim Ukraine is torturing Russian soldiers?
Have you ever taken part in a war?
No.
Nope.
No. I hope that you will never do it. When you stay in the war, you have very strange changes in your mind. It's like mental disease from both sides. Some people from both sides can make strange things because of broken mental health. And he lost all his friends, and he hates everybody around himself. He goes crazy. That's why I can't say for 100% that all Russian soldiers do only good things. Or I can't say that all Ukrainian soldiers do only good things or only bad things.
Gotcha.
We have normal people in both sides, and we have insane people in both sides too. If you go to the war as a normal man, like normal human, you love, for example, you like dogs and raccoons, and you like your family, you can stay normal man longer. And if you are crazy before war, you will rise all your bad characteristics in the war, because it's madness. We have military crimes in each war, and we will have military crimes in each war from all sides. The United States, Germany, Russia, Ukraine, for example, South Korea and other countries, North Korea. I don't know, all countries. In all countries, we can find crazy people who will do military crimes.
My first question, do you support Russian President Vladimir Putin?
Yes.
You're behind him and you think he's a good president?
Yes. I see the difference between a period of time when he wasn't president and now.
Gotcha. So you see your nation is doing better now that he is the
much
president.
better. In 90s, after breaking of Soviet Union, you had a lot of problems with drug addicted people, with alcoholism. Nowadays, it's very popular to be healthy, to go to different spots. Don't drink alcohol, don't smoke, don't use drugs, and it's a very popular idea, especially in young generation.
One more thing, since you brought up Mr. Perozhin, you've worked for him. I mean, you were a doctor for the Wagner Group.
Yevgeny Prigozhin is a very cool man, very unbelievable. He's I don't know how to explain it. I don't drink vodka, but with Prigozhin, I will do it. But using alcohol is strictly prohibited in the Wagner Group nowhere. You can't drink alcohol, you can't use drugs, nothing. It's strictly prohibited. No. It's very good organized company. They accumulated best things from all world military groups.
A Ukrainian soldier that we were talking to, he says they are on drugs, and when they shoot them, they keep coming.
I know a lot of such stories, but it's like okay, every war has special fairy tale, like zombie soldiers.
Yep, that's what he said. It's literally what he said. He literally called them zombie soldiers. He called them zombies.
I don't know because I was a doctor, but I haven't seen anybody with
That looked like they were on drugs at all.
yes.
Interesting. Okay, well, it was good to hear that from you, so we get two different sides to the story there.